Rigathi Gachagua is also expected to close that particular event or conference on Friday this week. Remember, Kenya is marking 10 years of devolution. Has devolution been of help to you on the ground? Because the said county governments or devolved units is much more closer to you as compared to the national government. So do you feel the impact, or have you felt the impact of county governments 10 years later? Now, this is trending news, and we kickstart this bulletin. And remember, you can watch it live across all our social media platforms at Lookuptv on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. We kickstart this bulletin with Marta's arrest on matters embezzlement of funds, and Uasin Gishu Senator Jackson Manago has been arrested following a warrant issued by the Nakuru Law Courts and the Directorate of Criminal Investigations. Manago and three others are accused of misappropriating millions of funds in the Finland and Canada education program that saw hundreds of parents part with millions of shillings to see their children pursue their studies at various universities across Finland and Canada. His arrest came after President William Ruto assured the parents that action will be taken against those who swindled the funds, while assuring the students that his administration will find a solution for them.
Tuko na matatizo. Kuna wazazi ambao wametoa pesa na pesa yao haijulikani iko wapi. Si ndio? Sasa mambo ya uchunguzi inaendelea. Wale wote, kama kuna mtu alikula hiyo pesa, ajipange kulipa mapema ama ataingia mtabani. Si ndio? Hakuna maneno ya kubembelezana. Pesa ya ng'ombe ya mtu ama aliuza shamba, lazima arudishiwe pesa yake. Lakini hapo mbele, wakati uchunguzi itamalizika, mimi nitaona vile tunaweza kusaidia wale watoto ambao wamehusika na hii matatizo.
Ndugu zangu,
sindio?
Mimi nawapenda sana.
Nitaona vile tutaweza kuwasaidia hawa watoto, kwa sababu ni watoto wetu na ni watoto hawana hatia na ni watoto innocent. Sindio? So tutawapanga vile tunaweza kuwapatia scholarship ya nyumbani hapa waende wasome ndio tuweze kuendelea na mambo yao. Lakini sio kumaanisha kwamba wale waliiba pesa watahepa. Hawawezi. Hawawezi
nyuma ya hema.
Hapana.
So hiyo maneno mengine tutaongea juu ya hema.
Sio kama tunaelewana.
Mambo ile ingine
tuko pamoja.
We will engage.
Hatuwezi kubali hiyo story, mimi siwezi kubali. Kwanza wanatuletea aibu.
Enjoy your stay. It is now my duty to declare
ni watu bure kabisa.
10 years
that was
of
President William Ruto speaking en route to the Eldoret Sports Club to open the Devolution Conference. Let's now cross over to listening to what the head of state has to say.
The great job that you will do in the next 3 days. Asanteni sana.
Thank you very much, Excellency. And just two things, Your Excellency, that we'd like you to do, and that is to launch the Devolution book and then launch the joint county bankable investment book. But we'll start with the Devolution book on this side. So I'll call upon the COG Executive Committee, the Chair of Legal, that's Governor Mutula, and USAID Ambassador Meg Whitman to just come and witness. Allow me to count you down as we wait for Ambassador Meg Whitman and also Governor Mutula Kilonzo to just come and witness. I'll count you down, and what we have on this side is the launch of the Devolution book, which will
by President William Ruto to settle the land crisis and issue them with title deeds. Now, the residents claim that they have been receiving threats of eviction from tycoons eyeing the land late at night.
Yoyote wa kuniambia eti hii ploti ni yake, na kutoka wakati huo sijaona mtu yoyote amejitokeza kusema ni yake, lakini nimeiona kwa gazeti. Sasa na kwa sababu kuna ingine ilikuwa ya ndugu yangu ikaenda hivyo, ningemulilia President Ruto atusaidie.
Ndiona tu kwa gazeti, sikuwa nimeandikiwa barua ya kuambia ati nyumba yangu itauzwa, na hakuna mtu alikuja kwa plot kusema niko na deni or anything. So mimi nilistuka tu, na ndio nikakuja hapa waniambie kwa nini wanauza property yangu. I'm here to protect my property.
Kusema ukweli, ile auctions ambazo zinaendelea hazina orders kutoka kwa koti, Hizi ni mambo ambazo tunafuatilia kwa gazeti. Gharama auctioneers ndio wamepewa hii kazi. Wanaamka, wanakuja hapa, wanapiga nyumba picha, alafu wanapenda siku ya auction. Ikifika hata wenye nyumba hawajulishwi unless we mwenyewe umejionea kwa gazeti. Kama hujaona kwa gazeti, utapata nyumba yako imeuzwa na imeenda. Alafu hatimaye maguns ndio wanakuja usiku, wanafukuza tenants wale wako kwa hiyo nyumba. Na ndio tunasema tunaomba hiyo tabia ikwame, kwa vile pia administration unfortunately wanaelewa, wanajua kila kitu. Wakati hizi nyumba wanazina watu wanafukuzwa usiku, wengi wao ndio wanapeana security kwa hawa.
Moving forward, drama ensued in the outskirts of Kakamega town after an affluent man was found attempting to seize a half-acre parcel of land belonging to orphaned children. Police officers were forced to intervene and rescue the man who claims to have purchased the land from the owners.
Dada hajaituambia ameuza shamba yoyote. Tumekuwa tukilima hii shamba kila wakati. Hata last time wakati dad tulikuwa tukilima nikamuuliza dad, hii shamba unaiona aje? Akasema hii shamba niko na vijana wawili, mmoja atamanage hapa na mwingine atamanage huku kwingine, atabaki kwa boma. Sasa nashangaa kuona ni nini inafanyika. Yaani tunashangaa. Yaani nashindwa, watoto wakishabaki peke yao ndio mtu anajitokeza anakuja anaanza kuclaim shamba ni yake.
Mimi nimeishi hapa karibu miaka 25 years. Mimi nimewaleka kama watoto ni wadogo. Kila mtu alipata haki yake. Mimi mama yake alitangulia kukufa, akaacha watoto kwa hii shamba. Mandela amekufa, ameacha watoto hapa kwa shamba. Sasa hata mimi nashangaa leo, nani ametokea wapi wanakuja kufinza shamba. Na chai sikia hata hatuchai. Watoto nangangana tu maisha mayatima mnajua.
Na sisi kama wananchi wa Kenya hii, Kakamega hii, kulinda haki za watoto mayatima na mama wajane. Ni jambo la kuhuzunisha ya kwamba mtu anaweza kujitokeza miaka 15 baada ya yeye kudai alinunua shamba hilo 15 years ago or 18. Ndia anaamka leo when the late is dead, the wife is dead, anakuja kusema shamba ni lake. Hata kama ni sheria gani, kwa nini hakuja ule wakati alinunua? Kama marehemu angali hai. Hapo inakuonyesha kwamba kuna jambo fiche ambalo linaendelea katika shamba hili.
10 years ago, the birth of devolution has notably transformed Wajir County. According to Wajir Governor Ahmed Abdullahi, the health sector in Wajir has covered wide strides, including hiring of medical staff and construction of health facilities, offering radiology and CT scan, all launched at the advent of devolution. Now, the county boasts of 56 doctors, 18 being consultants.
Devolution has worked for everybody, not only for Wajir. It has worked everywhere, but particularly so for the peripheries. You know, the counties that were normally referred to as marginalized counties. So, and that was the intention. The intention of devolution was to take services closer to the people. It was to devolve some resources and some decision-making powers to the grassroots, so that on the very critical basic services, you have a government that is closer to the people, that's able to intervene a lot more faster. It had about 82 or thereabout water wells, from what I remember. Not the shallow water wells, these are boreholes, because this county mostly depends on boreholes that we drill, mostly to depths of between 150 to give or take about 300.
I think a lot has improved in terms of services. The specialist services that have been done now in terms of radiology. We have CT scan, also came as a result of devolution, that is also there right now. We also have renal services in terms of dialysis that is being done here in Wajir. Before devolution, we used to refer these patients to go to Garissa or Nairobi. just to have the normal dialysis. The other
Now, Kisii residents have been urged to anonymously volunteer information on suspects of theft and violence to authorities. Now, the County Commissioner, Tom Anere, noted that insecurity featured prominently during a consultative forum held at Iterio Boys Secondary School in Bonchari constituency. He further called on locals to remain vigilant as the police work around the clock to ensure security is restored.
Tumeelezwa kwa kikao ya kwamba biashara imedhoofika kwa sababu ya mambo ya usalama, na sisi tumechukua hatua. Kuna vijikaratasi nimesema mpewe, kwa sababu niliambiwa ya kwamba viongozi wa hapa wanaogopa kutaja wezi, viongozi wa hapa wanaogopa kutaja majambazi. Na hizo makaratasi mimi nataka mniandikie majina ya wale watoto majambazi na wale majambazi na wale maafisa ambao wana collaborate na majambazi. Usiandike jina yako. Wewe andika, kama hujui tafuta mtu wa kuandikia hiyo makaratasi tunataka. Tumesema vile pia nyumba 10 lazima iwe revitalized. Kama mnavyofahamu, serikali iko na mpango ya kulipa wazee wa mtaa. Si ni kweli? Na hatuwezi lipa wazee wa mtaa ambao wamezembea kazi. There must be effective representation from the ground. Lazima tupewe habari kupitia kwa community policy, kupitia kwa wazee wa mtaa, kupitia kwa nyumba 10. Lazima tupate habari.
As a chance just to talk about matters the youth. It was noted that matters to do with alcohol and substance abuse are rampant, and the police officers seem to be having challenges, particularly with the capacity. And we thought that we can leverage or tap into the low-lying fruits, like for example having frequent patrols and also increasing the number of police bases to have a barasa with the community and just to hear their views. But we also agreed that we'll be meeting frequently, preferably quarterly, so that we can ask ourselves where we are and if there are any emerging issues that we need to be addressing as we move along.
Let's get sporty. And the 3K Football Club from Embu County has launched a 5-year club plan with the aim of upgrading the club's standards to the national level. Part of the club's plan is to construct their own stadium and create a youth football academy to enable junior players transition to advanced levels. The launch was held in Embu Town. Was presided over by Governor Cecily Barire, among others.
Tuko tunafanya 4 things. One, tuko tuna launch our strategic plan for the team. Yenye tuko na sisi kama 3KFC tuko na vision ya hii team yetu. Wale watu wenye wameweza kuangalia hiyo copy ya strategic plan, kuna zile vitu tume-identify hapo kwa hiyo brand. So kuna some of the things zile naweza guzia maybe ni in the next maybe 2 or 3 years from now. Tuna expect team yetu itakuwa na stadium, tuna expect team yetu itakuwa na academy. Pia tuko na some of the things kama ku infrastructure zetu za team. The other thing yenye tuko nafanya leo, tuko na launch a new kit yenye pia nyinyi najua umeiona.
Even my office is going to support you fully to ensure these young people who have a talent in football, they don't feel neglected and they don't feel left out.
We want to come up with a team that can now face other counties in the Republic of Kenya. I am keen to have Embu shine in that platform, and I believe 3KFC has just started this journey for us. So we will be, and that's why we are putting money in sports. And we don't want to be doing this during elections. We are going to support youth, sports and talent all throughout the 5 years so that we can give our young people a chance to shine in the world.
Well, that particular story wraps up our bulletin this evening. But remember, like I said, President William Ruto has today officially opened the Devolution Conference in Eldoret, Uasin Gishu County. This is, of course, in line with Kenya marking 10 years of devolution. The president has touched on various issues, but key among them is that the president has said the remaining devolved functions that were yet to be transferred to county governments will be transferred in the next 60 days. As well, the president has spoken about the issue of salaries. Remember, last week, SRC announced the increment of salaries to state or public officers from in the region of 7 to 10%. The president has talked about the balance between increasing salaries for state officers and creating jobs for the around 4 to 5 million jobless Kenyans here in the country. As well, being in Uasin Gishu County and himself coming from the great county of Uasin Gishu, the president has been vocal about matters corruption, and he said he expects the concerned agencies to tackle matters corruption with speed. Of course, remember, there's the current saga, which, by the way, we had in this particular bulletin, which the current senator and the first governor of Uasin Gishu County, Jackson Kiplagat Mandago, has been implicated in the scandal where it is said around 1.1 billion shillings was misappropriated funds that were meant to, of course, take around 200 or over 200 students from Uasin Gishu County to study in various universities in Canada and Finland. Those are just some of the things that the president has spoken about, as well, including there's been the tussle between MCAs and them wanting a fair treatment or treatment equally to those of members of parliament, and the president has assured MCAs that indeed they will be treated like their counterparts who are members of parliament. But we'll be bringing you an in-depth story and analysis of the president's speech and all that has transpired today in Uasin Gishu County, or specifically the Eldoret Sports Club, where the Devolution conference is being held, in our subsequent bulletins. But until then, you can go through our website www.lookuptv.co.ke just to get an overview of what is happening across all the 47 counties, including that particular conference. But until then, do have yourself a lovely evening, and like always, God bless.
We value your feedback and welcome your complaints about our programming and operation.